Hello, swivel heads. If your head's not on a swivel, you better get it on one right now, because there's all kinds of indications that something big is on the verge of going down. There are things that are in the field, things that are cooking, and the rumors are off the charts in some areas. There's some allegations, some things being said that really makes you go, oh, geez. Guys, yeah, people usually bigger expletives than that, but this is a family channel. Let's keep it that way, guys. Holy guac and smoke-a-moly. It's the satellite phone thing for one. The Senate, got issued satellite phones, and this is really for continuity of government. It's so they can run to the bunkers. And there's rumors that that's happening this weekend. Now, I can't substantiate it, but that's the rumors I'm hearing. And apparently there's several sources that are percolating up these things. I don't know, the Senate has these phones now. And like I said in my last live session, why now? Like I was using satellite phones up to 20-something years ago when I was out in the Gulf of Mexico launching rockets and balloons, earning this, prize here. But guys, actually I got that before I went to the Gulf. But guys, seriously, so many things are happening. We have the situation between Ukraine and Russia with the so-called, Freedom Liberation Front, or what do they call the so-called Patriot movement of supposedly Russians that went into Ukraine, which some people say are even got NATO people in it. I don't know, guys. They went in and supposedly they had Nazis in their unit and all kind of stuff that would be just a direct affront to the Russians. And if you look at Zero Hedge is showing proof that there were American vehicles in that convoy. The United States is playing it down, but holy smoke, something's about to hit the ground. And it's not just that. That's a minor thing compared to some of the stuff that's cooking. The rumors are, there's rumors out there that people are being ferried from their regular jobs to service shops for the entertainment of these senators that are in caves underground, like Starbucks, for example, in malls. They're talking about malls, and there's rumors floating around, and people say, well, we're not supposed to talk about this, but is this true? I don't know, guys. I'll show you my source for that. My source for that is a guy who are actually discredited real roundly in a video, but not because he's a bad person, not because I think he's a really good guy, but I think he just got off on a scientific tangent, and I think he really missed the boat on something really big. But that's another story. I think he's a good guy, and I think he's trying to be credible. So, like I said, you don't, you don't have to hate somebody, really and truly because you disagree with them, okay, guys? And that means it might be wrong whenever, but it might be right. I'm off the tangent. Let's get back to the source here, guys. There is, tens of thousands, perhaps, of thousands at least, of Chinese nationals that are military age, young men who've come across the border from Mexico. Are they populating sleeper cells? That's the allegations. The border guard people are fit to be tied with the administration over this. They just let them come across. The administration is beating their chest and sounding, tough with China. However, is it a show? I mean, here's why I say that. What did he do on day one in office? Day one in office, he signed a executive order that reversed executive order from President Trump that did not allow Chinese hardware in critical power grid infrastructure in the United States. It's the first thing he did. And from what I hear at Sandia National Labs, they've got one of those big, those big transformers. I tell you, that they get fried, we're messed up. We're really, we're in deep kimchi. We're getting those now from China, and of course, some sources I'm hearing, the one that they've been investigating in Sandia National Labs has got some equipment in it that would allow the Chinese to do grave damage to our power grid. But they're keeping it classified. Why? Why would they keep it? We need to know, right? Maybe it's if they didn't have it classified, we wouldn't be putting the stuff in our power grid. How about that? They've had this thing for a couple of years. So is this the case? What is cooking, guys? And then there's all these Chinese hackers that are hacking on the verge of, they've been monitoring all our critical infrastructure in the United States. And then Iran, guys, Israel's making huge racket about hitting Iran. Huge racket. I'm going to share all this stuff in a minute. Israel's making huge racket about hitting Iran. And, you know, we're going to be part of that. Why? Because we've got it. We've rolled out and then we hit our big bunker buster bomb. Some people say it's not big enough because their facilities are so deep. But then Israelis come and say, oh, yeah, we can take them out, still get them. And so this is getting a little too interesting. All of us. A war between Israel and Iran would be huge. Iran has huge military powers. Oh, yeah. And this whole thing in the Ukrainian military right up against the Turkish, close to Turkey and the Black Sea, talking about taking out this Turkish pipeline. If that threw Turkey on the side of NATO, on the side of Russia, if you had, Turkey's got a huge military and they're very strategic to the Black Sea. I mean, they control the ins and outs of the Black Sea. If Turkey were flipped to that side with Iran and Russia and China, whew, that would be a very strategic bad thing for America. Now, I've you know, not been a fan of Recep Erdogan. I'm not a fan of him because he, you know, he plays both ways, but politically, geopolitically, and I don't think he's a reliable NATO ally. Of course, why are we in NATO? I'll talk about that too. So I may have an article on that a little bit here at the show. I've been through so many articles today, guys. I really don't have time to be here now. I've got to do a calculation tonight for David Pine and on EMP range. And I need to work on the white paper. So I'm going to do all that tonight after we get done. So I might want to go through some of the things I usually cover. You know, some of the, you know, earthquakes, weather, stuff like that. Oh, volcanoes are going crazy right now too, guys. So the whole world is shaking. And I am going to share the sun, guys. The sun is on the verge of maybe doing something huge. We got to watch out for the sun right now, guys. So it's coming at small directions. The sun, the volcanoes, Iran, Russia, China, people inside the United States, people outside the United States. Whether you take one side or another, don't matter because it may be going down right here. What you need to know is you better be ready. You better have your eyes wide open and head on a swivel. If you've never had it before, if you've never really thought about prepping, do it. Do it now. If nothing else, you make an investment in the future, especially with long-term food and stuff like that, because I'm expecting food inflation, potential shortages. So it's a good investment. And hey, other prepping gear might just be a good excuse to go camping later. You know, do something good for yourself and your family if you get a chance. So, you know, these are things to look at. I am going to open up the chat session so I can see who's in here, but I'm going to go through a bunch of articles before I really go through the chat. Now, I'm started late tonight, but it took time to put this together, but I still got work to do. So I do need to try to make this fairly fast if it's at all possible. I don't know. We got so much ground to cover. I got to make sure I got my microphone muted here. We don't want feedback, guys. I'm about to cook through the articles to show y'all the extent of, Prigozhin. Is Prigozhin actually positioning himself maybe to replace Putin? Some of the things he's saying really makes me wonder. There's all kind of craziness going on. The world is going nuts. It's going insane. So, we got 104 in the room already. That's very good for this late hour. I really appreciate seeing so many people here. A lot of our regulars are in here. That's good. Very good. Very good. Y'all have been chatting it up. Desert Rose. Hey, sweetie. Who else we got in here? Johan. Hey, sweetie, to you too. La, 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 la. We got Jason Smith. We got a JoJo in addition to Johan. Johan, how you say that? Hey, we got New Days Old Ways in the house. Very good. Hello to you too, sweetie. All righty. So yeah, we got the house is filling up. We got a ton of mods in here. So if anybody wants to come here and hey there, Granny Atlanta. If anybody wants to come here and make trouble, you're going to be in trouble. So let's keep it family clean tonight. That's the whole point. All right, guys, I'm going to go through some of these articles. Guys, it is the things that are cooking right now are off the charts. So let's go look at some charts. But hey, I'm going to start out with this. You know, we've seen all the stuff, you know, from Durham paper and what they're talking about. And that may pale in comparison to what social media has been doing. Principally, the lead actor in the social media that may have been influencing the election is none other than the owner of the platform we're on right now, Google. This article postulates that this platform has done nothing other than flip 6 million votes, which is very statistically significant. And by suppressing conservative viewpoints, nobody would have thought that now, would they? Nobody in our side of the spectrum has ever thought that. Now have they? No. Wow. You know, we all know that certain YouTube channels get squashed a lot, and some get smashed out of existence. You're skating on thin ice in an earthquake when you're not going with what their narrative on here. And that's what this article really says, and it points it out. And they've done research on this. The people that wrote this article has really looked into this. Now, that's New York Post does a zillion ads at you. So, guys, so what? Yeah, this guy named Epstein was doing this research, and what he claimed in here was that even though only 38% of the content creators are on the left side of the spectrum, they get the majority of the references, especially to the young people. The recommended videos are predominantly from those channels. That's what this article is really saying. Predominantly, huge predominance. And so the predominance of channels get squashed, and it's not just channels, it's also articles they reference and things like that. So this is a huge claim, and that by the analysis of this Epstein guy, and this claims that he believes this. Out in the wilds of cyberspace, just 38% of video sources are liberal. The rest are conservative or centrist. Now you'd kind of figure that. You usually get things about a third. You know, third be conservative, third liberal, the third right down the center. But they don't favor the center. They don't favor the right. They favor some other side of the spectrum heavily, according to this. And especially to the younger viewers. So, yeah, this is a huge thing here. Look, 96% of the recommended content comes from 38% of the sources. Go figure that. That's why you need to support channels like mine big time. The algorithms do respond mathematically to likes and thumbs up and views and stuff like that. So push this out there, and it's up to y'all. But you also need to come back, make sure that they haven't unsubscribed to you, because they're big on unsubscribing people to certain channels. And I think mine is squashed on a lot harder than others, because they not cover this prepping topic area. There are other channels out there that cover it as hard, maybe harder than I do, and they may be more conservative than me and state things that YouTube would tend to like less. However, I have noticed on a subscriber basis, they get 20 times more views than I get, much more. My views are nothing for a channel my size, nothing. They're minuscule. These other guys are getting thousands of views where I get 1,000, or even sometimes a few hundred. So, but I think that's because I tend to be a bit more activist oriented. I'm out here, you know, trying to organize people to take care of themselves with the Survival Tribe Network. This thing don't want to load. I wonder how my memory's looking right now. Ew, yeah, we're high on memory. And my Freedom Restoration Foundation. Guys, this right here, my channel performs. Hey, Wiseout, how you doing? Wiseout funds herself the Survival Tribe Network website, guys, and I'm funding this one. She put a lot of money out of her pocket into that. Yeah, I don't want to load right now. This one loaded. I don't know why that one didn't, guys. But this stuff is how you can take action, and I think that, you know, the other prepping channels don't do this. And my channel was growing great until I started this. So, you know, this hurts me. This hurts my presence on the platform big time. Because I was growing, I was doing great till I came out with this stuff, guys. But, you know, I feel that our freedom counts. It matters. I mean, more than anything. So I'm passionate about this, and that's what causes me probably more trouble than anything. I could probably have a huge channel and maybe actually make a little money on it if I didn't do this. So any support y'all can give me really helps. in these areas. So just to bring that out, guys. So we talked about the Google. So let's get on with the war news. We got a lot of stuff happening in this area. Wagner chief reveals losses in the fight for key Donbass site. Now, this is RT. This is Russia Today. It's one of the Russian official news outlets. This and TASS, and there's a few others, you know, that are Russian sanctioned. And it's talking about the head of the Russian Wagner group, Prigozhin, and his claims that they've lost 20,000 servicemen during the Donbass, Bakhmut, now what the Russians call Artemovsk. I don't know how they say that. I've not heard anybody pronounce that except for Canadian Prepper, and I don't know if he's got it right or not. I barely heard him pronounce it. Greg, is the moon inhabited? No, not as far as I know. Well, I don't know. We can't prove it's inhabited. How about that? Nothing publicly available, to my knowledge, tells us that. So I don't know. There's a lot of strange reports going around too right now at the top of it all. So much so that oh yeah, what was his name? The big time anti-cerveza bug jab shot man that just died on the 20th of this month. One of the last things he claimed was that there was going to be, he claimed that he was poisoned. Maybe I got an article on that too. He claimed he was poisoned, and he claimed, what was his name? Dr. Rashid. Somebody help me out. I'll bring it up in a little bit. He claims there's going to be a false flag invasion. I mean, guys, it's off the charts. World War III, Civil War, hitting the debt ceiling, all the stuff that's cooking and shaking, volcanoes, the sun, holy guacamole. But this article, this is an official Russian article. It just tells you where he's talking about the losses, but there's some stuff that's not said in this article. I'm going to show you in another source that Prigozhin said. This is why I'm asking, is Prigozhin actually getting himself positioned to be the head of Russia at some point in the future? Maybe he wants to take over from Putin or be there to step in when something happens to Putin. Yeah, there's some talk of, oh yeah, that's it. Dr. Batar, yeah, however he says his name. You're right, Antoinette and Rochelle, you got it. That's who we're talking about. He claims there's going to be a false flag, but he kind of insinuated there might be something behind it, you know, in terms of, I don't know. It's kind of confusing what was said there, but he's not here to elaborate on anymore. So let me show you. Now, I tell you this, we're in the fog of war. Remember, that was my thumbnail video from our live session last night. I showed some troops stepping out of the fog. So the information we get, very clear pictures, very good, thank you. The information we get is from either side is propaganda. Everything you hear about the war is propaganda, everything from both sides. It's all propaganda. They all blow up one side or another, just about it. So, so it's really hard to discern what is actually going down. I'm not trying to take sides here. I'm just trying to tell you what you need to know here to protect yourself, because it might get mug ugly in a hurry. Even stuff going on in Ukraine can affect us here if NATO gets involved here, and it looks like that's happening. 22 May 23, 44% of Americans are now using biometrics instead of passwords. One World Financial. Yeah, Patrick, that may be what's coming. Lots of helicopters going over central Missouri. Yeah, there's a lot of strange things happening right now, guys. Lots of strange things. All right. So this article, this video don't let me shut it down. This article goes further into what Prigozhin actually said. And what he actually said is pretty shocking for a key military man of Russia. So he's talking about a revolution of Russian troops. He's thinking that if things don't change, if Russia don't start, making solid advances in Ukraine to justify the loss of life there, that the troops themselves will revolt. So yeah, he says he said the battle was launched, this is Prigozhin, for the sake of denazification, and we made Ukraine a nation that is known throughout the world. He says they're like the Greeks or Romans in a period of prosperity. So he's saying that this whole thing is backfired. Now, this may all be part of the theatrics that Putin may actually be directing this. You know, it's like I said, we're in a fog of war. It's hard to say what's happening here. This could be their way to pull out some kind of a trick military ploy, just like, he claimed he was going to pull out of Bakhmut, and they didn't. They took the place. So, but here's furthermore what he says: this dichotomy can end up with a revolution, as in 1917, when first the soldiers will rise up and then their loved ones. He says there are now tens of thousands of relatives of those killed, and they will probably have hundreds of thousands. I recommend to Russia's, I shouldn't say that K word. Yeah, it may get this video in trouble. I already got enough trouble on here. I recommend Russian elite, the Russian elite gather their youths and send them to war. And then when you have to go to the funeral, then start burying them, the people say now everything's fair. And the reason he says that is because the elites are not sending their kids to the war, and that's typical anywhere you go. They're sending other folks to fight for them. And he's saying this is causing a lot of consternation. So he says, put some skin in the game or you're going to have trouble. Now, he might be serious for that, but then he goes further. He says, as for the demilitarization, if they had 500 tanks in the beginning, they now have 5,000, all of them. If they had 20,000 fighters skillfully fought then, they now have 400,000. Now, if you listen to Canadian Prepper, he'll tell you that the Ukrainian army has been decimated. They don't have anything. And Lee Wilbarger will tell you right the opposite. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff out there. He says, how did we demilitarize it? It turns out to the contrary. We, who knows how, have militarized Ukraine. We came aggressively, walked over their territory of the Ukraine in our boots in search of Nazis. While we were searching for Nazis, we knocked out everyone we could. We approached Kyiv, we up and withdrew. Then on the Kherson, we up again and withdrew. He says, somehow it's not shaping up for us. That is a huge statement for one of the heads of the military operation over there to make. This is huge. And it is very critical of the Kremlin, seemingly. Of course, it's possible that this is theatrics being coordinated from the Kremlin, even maybe Putin himself, but it's also possible that I'm trying to not take one either side here, guys. I'm just trying to paint it down the middle. Rex is a time traveler. Might be. So, guys, this is saying that maybe you can come back and tell us what's cooking from the future. We summon you, Rex. Is Rex in the house? All right. He comes in the house sometimes. Proxy wars fund who? I mean, we're involved in 30-something wars right now around the world. It's just insane what we're involved in. Why are we in Syria? I don't see any justification for that, but that's a whole nother story. So, and to make it even all the more interesting, NATO countries should back up uprising in Belarus, says retired general. There was a uprising in Belarus against Lukashenko, and it got put down after he got elected. There was a huge protest. People claimed that the election was faked. We never heard nothing like that over here. No. Find a couple of 100 feet off the ground. Oh, what's that, Christy? The helicopters. Okay. Yeah, something may be cooking, guys. There's a lot of shaking. So, of course, what Russia's trying to do is integrate Ukraine into Russia directly. That is the ultimate goal. I can make a whole video on that. There are videos out there that cover that, so maybe I don't need to. But guys, but see, Poland is talked about actually going in and helping an uprising in Belarus. The Kremlin has slammed that and accused them of meddling in other affairs, and it's gone further than that. Putin's spokesman says Russia will liberate Belarus if its people rise up against Lukashenko. Now diagram that sentence. So if the people rise up, Russia will liberate them. Does that make any sense? If the people rise up, The people don't want what they got, then they will be liberated. Yeah, okay. Why? Because Russia is trying to integrate Belarus as a central internal compartment of Russia, not to be an independent country anymore. That is what's cooking there. So, wow, guys, this can get real hairy really fast. And then there is the Ukrainian deputy intelligence chief, Vadim Skibitsky, saying that, hey, we want to do what? Well, I imagine that's not going to go too well in the Kremlin. And that's the kind of thing, you know, it's an when you got an existential threat, it's not really the country, it's the powers that be, powers that run the country. That's what the so-called existential threats are always about. When it comes down to using the nuclear weapons, guys, this is where things could go nuclear. That this happens, or of course, this may be where Prigozhin steps in. And so, you know, but that doesn't mean the war is going to end, because most of those guys actually want to push it harder than Putin has. Big worm, not a single one. Bing dot need to re. Oh yeah, be careful what you say, guys. Don't be careful what you say, guys. Yeah, we're a family channel, and we don't want we got enough trouble with the platform just on the kind of news I bring you. Let's don't get them to kick us out completely. All right, NATO's direct involvement in Ukraine crisis is increasing the nuclear war risk, according to Lavrov, excuse me. Lavrov is the minister, you know, he's the foreign minister of Russia. He's like our Secretary of State. Now, this is the kind of language you'd usually hear from Medvedev, the former president of Russia. You know, he's been real out there on nuclear threats. Lavrov has been more level-headed, but now he's coming out and stating that we're at risk. He said this today. Or well, yesterday now for some of us. NATO countries are directly involved. NATO countries are directly involved in the conflict on the side of Kyiv. Such an irresponsible line significantly increases the threat of direct military clash between nuclear powers. Wow, guys. I'm telling you, it's getting interesting. And to further make that case, here we are on Zero Hedge, too many ads. Militants used, confirmed, militants used American armored vehicles to attack inside Russia. I kid you not, guys. So you can go check this out on Zero Hedge for yourself. So guys, if you're not prepping, what are you doing? This might be your good time to come in here and take advantage of the $200 discount you get on a 3-month food supply, 2,000 calories a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's a deal to make you a winner. You're not going to get 3 months supply of food for that price anywhere else I know of, or even a 2-week supply for just $127. You know, guys, that's that don't even cover 1 week of groceries for me. But that stuff, the cool thing is these pouches, you can throw them in your backpack, you can bug out with this stuff, but better yet, you can come up here and you go to prepwithgreg.com to find us. Once you get in here, you can click on the My Page Supply logo, and it takes you into all other kind of things like water filters, air filters, things you're going to need. And you should go back and watch my Surviving MP video. Not many of you guys have watched that. I usually save this for last, but I'm going to show it now because look here on the other side of the sun, there's huge sunspots that they made, multiple far side sunspots. When these come around, are they going to be firing off at us? These are huge sunspots on the other side of the sun. We've had some big flare already kicked up here over toward the Pleiades, the Seven Sisters as it's known. Yeah, guys. So this is getting interesting. And we got a solar storm alert from this part of sunspots. We'll look at the sun here in a minute. Giant sunspot AR3311 has been relatively calm for the last 48 hours. They're asking if that's the calm before the storm, because they say that it's got an unstable beta gamma delta magnetic field that harbors energy enough for a strong X-class solar flare. A strong, you know, we've had solar flares that were X-class, but on the lower end, they're saying strong. Is this a power grid threatening type event? Well, if you look at it, 3311, it's not the biggest sunspot out there, but it's not the size always that matters. It's, oh no, give me a break, guys. It's the configuration of the magnetic field, and it's got all these sunspots around it. There's a bigger sunspot on the surface facing us, but it don't have, you got to have positive and negative fields coupled. You got to have these flux lines to make it happen. Here's 3311, but if all these sunspots are tied in together with, and that's probably a part of 3311, if they're all tied in together with huge flux lines and they're holding a lot of plasma, that could do it. You see, this guy here is kind of isolated, so it ain't got nobody to have a flux tube shared full of stuff. That's a good size sunspot. So this area right here, this is not the largest size sunspots we've ever seen, but a strong X flare, strong X-class X flare would be something to be worried about. So this is serious stuff, guys. Serious stuff. We may come back and look at the asteroid. No, I don't know. There's no asteroids to be really worried about at the moment. I'll just tell you that. So don't lose your sleep over asteroids tonight. But sunspots are out there. Sleeper cells that the Iranians got in this country had already been here. Sleeper cells from China are probably forming up fast. What are they doing, guys? Here we are, though. Look at this. U.S. ruling class members issued the satellite phones, right? Ruling class. And stranger thing yet, this video right here, that is Doug Vogt, and he's got this Diehold Foundation. Now, I've done a video where I discredited him on one of his main premises, not because he's a bad guy. No, he's a good guy. He's trying. I just think he missed a boat on something. And I think I showed that in a video I'll show you here in a minute. But in this video, I'll give him a shout out. This video, he cites numerous sources that are claiming that the elites are on bug out maneuvers for this weekend. Normally on Memorial Day weekend, they go home to mix it up with their electorate to try to, better secure their re-electability and keep their home community feeling good about what they're doing. And then they go to the Memorial Day events, which there's usually a lot of them, and the politicians are typically expected there. Now, maybe you guys will see your politicians out and about in the community. If you do, let me know. So maybe these rumors are all washed up. I don't know. I can't say one way or another, but the allegations are out there. He has got sources reporting that to him. And, those sources may or may not be good, but the fact is he's getting sources making reports like that to him. And that is very disconcerting. And I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him a good shout out in that area, even though I have discredited him for other stuff. I think he's a good guy. He's, obviously a technical guy, and he does mean well. He's serious about what he brings out there. I just don't think he's right on some of his points. And yeah, when I did the video with Rex on his platform, he didn't air that part. He aired a couple parts of the video that we did on his channel, but the one that he didn't air was where I was basically proving to you that the Earth is a sphere through sunset photography I've used. I can explain that. I'll probably do another video on that myself, maybe put on Galactic Craig's. But guys, this video right here, I had a lot of people ask me how to survive a Chan Thomas event, how to bug out for it. So a lot of people were bugging me out. So I did a video, but I mostly discredited the whole idea, up one side, down the other. And I could have went further. Thank you for sharing that, New Days. New Days is really good about sharing a lot of good links in here. Appreciate that. We have to rely on ourselves. You are so right there. But, that's one of the reasons we're trying to form up survival tribes, because no man's an island. We do need to form communities, people. But, we can't rely on the government. They're not really here to help us. They're going to help themselves. So just bear that in mind. But you want to find this kind of video, if you come on my channel and you just hit the videos tab, and you come over here where the hourglass is, you can type in Chan Thomas, or probably even the word micronova or micronovas, anything like that, bug out safe zones. I got a few safe zone videos though. And look at that, popped up at the top, even though that video has been done 2 years ago. Yeah, well, I was about to say, when I did the video with Rex and I was talking about another channel, they said, yeah, but you can't debunk, and somebody in the comments said, you can't debunk Doug Vogt. And I said, I've already done that. I can't do it. I've already done it. Here's the video. So, but I'm not trying to discredit him. I think he's a good guy. I just think he missed the mark on something, and I think I corrected in this video. I actually calculated how much energy it would take, and I converted that to how many Hiroshima atomic bombs it would require to do what he says, talking about 600 feet of seawater being evaporated. I'm not buying it. All right. Russian troops destroy Western supplied vehicles. So the Russians, okay, this is RT. So the Russians here are talking about how they're saying they mop these guys up. But the other side saying, no, they took villages. So, you're hearing two very different sides of these stories. Russians, I'm bringing you Russian news and Ukrainian news, okay? I'm bringing you both sides here. Russian troops smash Ukrainian terrorists in Belgorod region. Yeah, we smashed them. They're done. They're over with. And others are claiming, they took cities. But whatever the case is, guys, here we are. Iranian nuclear advances provoke Israeli warning of military action. Now, you bear in mind, America is already up in their hackles because the Iranians actually took 3 oil tankers, not 1 or 2. They had taken them occasionally in the past, but then released them like a single oil tanker. But Iran just seized 3. What prompted them to do that? They ought to know it would prompt us to consider attacking them. Yeah, the chat room is funky tonight. I have a couple of error messages when posting. Well, that's interesting. Well, it may be because the topic we're covering. It might be the topic that we're bringing here tonight. So, and well, in fact, also I kind of dissed on the main platform owners a little bit, claiming, hey, they squash opinion, but who in this prepperverse don't know that? And I also explain how they stomp on me a lot harder, and I think that's because of what. It's not just because if all the thing I did was talk prepping, they'd still be squashed on, but not as hard as I am. My channel was growing like a skyrocket until I started the Freedom Restoration Foundation, and then it went like it hit a brick wall. So I will put bed bugs in their bunkers. There you go. I hate you, Herman Schwartz. Hope the bed bugs eat your shorts. You may have heard that song. That's an old country song. Yeah, I got to go out and come back wise. Okay. I hope they maintain them, but I doubt. Let's see what we're talking about here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and check some of your stuff here in a little bit. All right, we're almost done with these articles. I'm not going to go much on because I got some calculations to do tonight and hopefully some charts. And what I tell you about China, what I tell you about them, what I say that they got stuff in our power grid. They got hackers spying on U.S. critical infrastructure, according to Western sources. And looks like they're probably building sleeper cells here in this country. Maybe big time sleeper cells. So a state-sponsored Chinese hacking group has been spying on a wide range of U.S. critical infrastructural organizations, from telecommunications to transportation hubs. Yeah, they didn't mention the most critical one being the power grid, water, all these things, fuel. Yeah, the espionage is also targeted the U.S. territory of Guam. Well, why? Because that's our first line of dealing with China should something go down in that area. And we're putting a whole nother military base out there from what I'm hearing. And it's always got a lot of bases on. There's been several articles about that recently too. There's more articles out there that I've got time to share or remember. There he is. I thought I had this in here. Dr. Rashid Buttar was claiming that there would be a false flag alien invasion with his last message, the last thing he put out. It was only 57. He claimed he was poisoned. This article is not favorable to him in the least bit. So just letting you know, guys, what is going down? Hey, the big question is what in the world's going on? We got 30 tons of ammonium nitrate that's missing. 30 tons that just come up missing. We got sleeper cells being built here. 30 tons of ammonium nitrate missing. We're on the verge of war with Iran, with Russia, with China, and North Korea too. And I think any one of these is more than we can handle. We've also passed out most of our ammo, our top munitions that we need. We don't have the supplies to fight any of these wars. And furthermore, hey guys, China just did a huge exercise testing, taking out the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier, our newest ones. And they did like 3 salvos of different missiles, starting out with their least accurate one. They hit with the most accurate one. They did a mock operation with their least accurate again, and all hypersonic missiles. Now they have the DF-21 carrier killers, DF-26, which is regular ballistic missiles. No, they did all this with hypersonics, and they claimed that they with them holding back, they were able to throw enough stuff at the entire carrier group to take them all out, because they claim they'd exhaust all the, like the Aegis missiles and all the other defense missiles we have. I think we do have some laser assets out there. So they also said they would use their oceanic sensor network to be able to find these aircraft carriers real quick. And that's been one of our contentions of our Navy as well. We move around, they won't find us quick enough. That once they shoot these big long range missiles, they won't be able to figure out where we're at because we move around so much from the distance. Well, yeah, they got the Chinese spy balloons, guys. They'll have recon right over spot. They want to know exactly where these guys are at. That's one of the problems with the spy balloons. Not only that, they also may have hypersonic drop vehicles on board and more, and the ability to generate EMPs to take out the electronics of our carrier task force. So yeah, this in which our laser weapons and Aegis may not work at all. Pet Prep Radio Show. Much love to you, Green Grass. I need some arms. Well, I'll start selling some here real soon. You got a pet store? Yo, Green Grass, what about our fuel reserves? Well, the way that they shut down the pipelines, won't none of it be flowing if the hackers do, like the Colonial Pipeline fiasco a few years ago, where they say Russian hackers got into it. And I'm sure Russians are, they got a big hacking group. North Korea's got a big hacking group. So, and even Iran. I had a dream 2 nights ago that Dolly Parton died. Then today Tina Turner died. Well, you might have just kind of missed a little bit. Pepper instead of salt. Tina Turner. Hey, she played in Thunderdome. Remember that? That was a great movie. And she was up there in age, but she looked great in Thunderdome. And she had some really good music. That's a loss. Tina Turner. Man, what a loss. Great musician. All right, guys, and volcanoes cooking everywhere. 3 continents, Mexico and here in North America, part of Central America, Mexico, Italy, and the Congo. So who knows where all this is going to go, guys. We're in some serious situations here. Oh, yeah, and then I just want to show you this article to put a little icing on the cake. They need you to believe that only nothing will make you happy, but it'll just make you a poor indentured servant to the state. What have I said? Just thank you for waking up here, man, bringing something to the news that I've been talking about here for a couple of years, right? So yeah, it's not an article I can get into here. All righty, guys. So we shared the sun. Guys, come in here. There it is. It loaded now. We got to build our survival tribes. We don't have much time, guys. Get in here and get cracking. Join this. You can use a moniker for your name, so you not revealing who you are. You don't put your full actual address in there, just the city, state, so people can figure out who's in their community and contact and start coordinating. This is a grassroots effort. You build your own tribes. It's kind of like the store in the malls used to be called Build-A-Bear, build your own. And here's a wonderful picture of Wise Owl. And she's the wise one because she's not putting her real name in here. And like this knucklehead here, if it puts his name in there, it has websites and tells everybody how to find him. But that's okay. I gotta have some way to recruit worm food after the grid goes down. And a Freedom Restoration Foundation, guys. And hey, actually, I did the video this weekend about putting a garden behind your kitchen, directly outside your kitchen door, and like mine, which is way out in the woods, and how that's a huge advantage for some of us seniors, especially when we get our joints get a creaking. I tell you what, though, I've been feeling better today. I feel a lot better today. Now, I did a video like Saturday or Sunday. I just posted it today. I just started taking this stuff. I don't know if this is what's doing it, or if finally Mother Nature kicked in after a couple of months of me feeling rough. But guys, you can go to C60 Purple Power. and put Greg 10 in, you get a 10% discount. And this stuff is said to have, is a huge antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. And if you look at Ken Swartz, I think he's 30 years younger than he's supposed to be on the calendar. And even Rex is claiming huge benefits from it. So this is, yeah, this is the purple bottle. This is the one with mixed in with coconut oil. And they got it here mixed in with avocado oil. And so this is good stuff. And I even got it, you can even get it in cinnamon. You can get cinnamon, and what the minions say. And they get these wonderful gummies. I'm not going to eat one tonight because I'm trying to do my diet thing. I've already taken my dose of this stuff today, but they got these little cinnamon gummies here, guys. And they only got 6 carbs in them, so that's not too bad. So I actually ate one on my last live session. So consider this stuff, guys. And you know what? If you're not buying your seeds, if you're not getting ready, seeds are one of the most important, vital assets you can own. So I highly encourage you to come in here and get seeds. Go to check out my links to True Leaf Market. And if you don't see what you like there, go to Eden Brothers. I cover both. And other prepping supplies, you can check out my links to, no, I said, yeah, Eden Brothers. There's also Lehman Brothers. Yeah, pretty close in name, right? Anyway, let me end the video here. I meant not the video, but the share screen. Hello. All right, guys. So seriously, guys, and we have not been on an hour yet. Good. Very good. So we are 46 minutes into this. It is 1:39 a.m. here, and I've got stuff to do. I'm going to go through, we got 180 in the room. That's pretty good. So let's see what we got here. On the chat. Plant seeds. You're right, Johan Dancing Gypsy. Military's here in Oklahoma, been real busy and loud, says Desert Storm Granny. And ask if I can borrow their safety phone. That's their satellite phone. KP Heathen, I'm growing bell peppers, kidney beans. There you go. Tomatoes, watermelon. There you go. I'm going to do, now that EMP survival video, I talk about gardening, how to grow enough food, but I'm going to do a specific video where I enhance on that. Also talked about tactical security. I'm going to do a video to enhance on that. Good Lord willing. I got most of the material put together for 2 more videos. Like Doom, but on the moon. Oh, Jason. Let's see. New Days. How are you feeling? Wise out. Yeah, New Days is she's probably pretty tired. She's been taking care of her elderly friend. And really, she's been the advocate for that lady. She wouldn't be alive if it weren't for New Days, I'm sure. So New Days is going through the ringer, guys. So y'all can say a prayer for her and for the lady she's taking care of, Miss Mapley. So Rex is an alien, according to Wiesel. Yeah, he's got a lot of energy, that's for sure. He's like bouncing around, bing, 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 all the time. Let's see. What I don't understand is Russia has so many natural resources, especially metal. They can't build enough tanks. Well, you just got to have the factories and crank that stuff through there. Still takes money, time, and the tanks do have electronics on these days. So, Rex, come get me and fix my kiddos. There you go, Brandy. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's. Department of the Army Civil Disturbance Plan, the Garden Plot. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting plans out there. Poland wants to be part of Russia. Poland don't want to be part of Russia. No, no, no. Belarus, Polish hate Russia. And so the people in the Baltic states, they do not like Russia. Oh, yeah, I got some friends from over there. They are just You mentioned Russia and they turn beet red like instantly. Oh, intense, intense. Because Russia dominated them under the Soviet Union. They were not happy campers. They don't lost Ukraine. Now they want to fight China. Christy easily. Yeah, yeah, we're in a pickle. We're in a pickle, Christy. We're in a pickle. All right, Gail Firestorm says store water or get really good filter, cannot rehydrate packets without water. That's true. But carrying the water weight around will kill you. That's why carrying the freeze-dried stuff is good. But you do need to have a way to purify and sanitize water. Now, filters will purify water and partially sanitize it. Proper, really good filters will take out the Giardia and a lot of your bacteria. But the filters will not, now I've had people arguing, but they're wrong. The filters will not take out your viruses. So that's why I talk about sanitizing the water. And I got a video on that topic on my channel, Purify and Sanitize Water. You guys need to watch it. I show you many methods and even how to do it with trash you find out in the woods. Not paying your utility bills is practice for EMP. Oh, Lordy, 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 Lordy. So politicians sold their souls. It's like a bunch of them have. Sun's going to take a nap. Yeah, but it might. But it looks like we're a little bit active right now. When the face of the sun loses, spots lose power. Let's see. Ruling class says it all. Shaking my head, says Rochelle. Hey, we got a super chat. Let me scroll down and see who that came from. Hey, Keith. Thank you, sir. Keith has been one of the great super chatters on here. Hello. Thank you, Keith. Man, appreciate it. Yes, sir. Keith is one of our big supporters on this channel. And I appreciate it. Because when I do a live session, with all your views in the live session, that's not going to earn any advertising revenue. So that really helps. It does. See, it probably has missing chemicals. I don't know, guys. What would they do with them? So yeah, what's up with all that ammonium nitrate? Somebody sent me an email, says, Greg, you need to cover the ammonium nitrate. I've already mentioned it in 2 live sessions. So if people don't, I got people who will email me, they take time to email if they hadn't watched the live sessions to see what we're really talking about. Only the government can do that, says Christy. Well, that's something to ponder. And what would they do with it? A lot of people think this thing when the van hit the gate at the White House, that was didn't add up. UFO Marine Base, yeah, Boondock. I've seen that. I was kind of referring to that kind of obliquely. Yeah, it's just stuff just came out about Marine Base there in California. It had a huge black triangle over it, and it was filmed on 3 different cameras and seen by, was it 30 people or 300 people? I think it's 300. Guys, something's cooking. Something is cooking. What is it? Where's it all coming from? I did videos on galactic wrecks where I said they don't come from up there. So where are they from? What are they? Pet Prep Radio Show. Love Tina Turner. She was a great singer. Lovely woman, great singer. And up in her years, she was still good looking too. Of course, if you're a performer, you need to maintain that as long as you can. She did a good job. Fed Now coming online July 1st. Yeah, Bill the Kid. A lot of stuff is cooking. Christy, you may be right. The Federal Reserve, with the central bank digital currencies, will definitely be in control. So that's really ownership, is it not? If you got money in your bank account, but they got the strings to it, they can jerk it back. Who owns it? Who owns it? Especially when they don't want you to have any property. And I already showed you where in Wired magazine, the guy wrote the article says private property is terrible. There shouldn't be any. They're equating private property to slavery. Slavery was bad. There's like 50 million slaves right down today. And some of them are being brought across our border with child and sex trafficking. Yeah, guys, it's not pretty. Prep show, Pet Prep Radio Show. That's a mouthful. Thank you for doing what you do. Well, thank you for that in the heart. Appreciate that. Hey, Tim Satori, 30-06. All right, good to see you here. Cartels on north of the border already. Yeah, that's scary, Jesse. That is really scary. Those cartels, they're military units. What would stop them if they wanted to take like Fort Bliss? If they wanted to storm military bases in the United States? What's on the military bases? Guard them. You know, deputy cops at the gate with some little pea shooters on their hip. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. And yeah, I'm sure that chain metal fence wire will stop an armored vehicle. Yeah, right. The moon could have huge worms miles long. Hey, I had a book when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I had a Major Matt Mason book that was popular when we were going to the moon in the 70s. Major Matt Mason. And in the book I had, the moon had dune-sized worms burrowing underneath the tunnels. It was a funny book. A lot of fun to read. My cherry tomato plant is 4 foot tall now. All right, Mr. Cheddar Prepper, that's awesome. Free bird. Loud boom yesterday morning. Shook my house. South Carolina. You got a lot of military there in South Carolina. Probably a sonic boom. All right. Thank you, New Days, for sharing those sites there. Wow, we had a lot of booms. Yeah, see, people are just reporting stuff all over. All right, guys. If y'all see your politicians out and about mingling with, apparently they don't care about the House of Representatives. It's the Senate, the upper houses, the more elite people that are getting the tickets to the bunkers, supposedly. I don't know. Mere congressmen apparently don't get that. So what's cooking? Is that real? Is it true? Are they going into hiding? Does anybody have reports on that? Are they heading for the bunkers this weekend? Or are they going to be out and about? But they do have those satellite phones just in case they're out and about. So maybe they can get taken away real fast. I don't know, guys. Greg, Yellowstone any minute now, according to Miss Gritty. Well, Miss Gritty has always said that. She has always said that, hasn't she? Bless her heart. Who knows? Could happen. Alphabetize my prepping, just listed preparation G. This is preparation H next to my preparation G. Green Greg's. Alpha Omega supply, thumbs down. What's that all about, Alpha Omega? You're not happy? Alpha Omega survival supply. You sell survival stuff, Alpha Omega? Are you not happy with us here? What's cooking, man? If you're not happy, say why. Just speak up and say what you don't like. I'm a big boy. I got thick skin. I can handle it. All right. His channel's got 1,580 subscribers. Oh, he's got a hair popping razor sharp knife. Okay. Bunch of other stuff. All right, guys. So go back to my channel here. So what's cooking there, sir? Mr. Alpha Omega. Are we not happy, or was that meaning something else? Thank you for sharing the Galactic Greatest channel. All right. Can a satellite phone withstand an MP? Probably not. I think they want to evacuate them before it hits. Mary Lightly says, I heard about it, but don't know if it is true. Yeah, I don't know. I consider both of my senators from my state jerks. Pretty typical. Cheddar Prepper, if things get bad, should we head to Mexico? It's probably empty now. One of those climate ice, this instant ice age movies had Americans jumping over the border going the other way. So who knows? Who knows? Yeah, but I don't know, those drug cartels probably, I don't know if you want to deal with them. Lockheed testing SR-72, yeah, maybe. Could be. But that's probably not what's happening in South Carolina. They'd be doing that out west. Intermention reptilians, that might be, Jason. Yeah, I tend to think they're a little bit on the demonic side myself, whatever they are. All right. Right now, I had a dream. A prepper gave me the perfect recipe to solve and save the earth. Then I woke up. You better go back to sleep and get the rest of that dream there, Granny. All right, guys. Well, we've gone long enough. We've been on now. How long? 59 minutes. I got to keep it short. I got work to do tonight. So we normally do the prayers. Guys, do it on your own. You go to bed tonight, pray for the people we normally pray for. But we're going to call it a night here. I didn't hear back from Mr. Not heard back from Alpha Omega Survival Supply. He has not replied to. He must have already got out of the house. He must have left the house. He threw a thumbs down in the chat room. Really? There he is. Okay. Green Greg's, but yes, I make knives, soft goods, EMP bags that I want you to test. Oh, okay. All right. Well, cool. We can do that. And we can give you a promotion on that stuff. Alpha Omega Supply. Alpha Omega Survival Supply. Yeah, well, think of the name like that, you'd have stuff like that. Why the thumbs down, guy? All right, Alpha Omega Survival Size, but yes. Okay, good. Oh, he's laughing. All right, so he's not unhappy with us. Just a misinterpretation there. Guys, check his channel out. Just go in there and click on him. There should be 3 little dots that be to the right. You can go to his site. There was a 6.6 earthquake recently in Colombia. Yeah, John. Thank you, Greg. Good night, everyone. All right, very good. Cindy says, hanging off, stay safe. Okay, so you're going to bed. All right. Yeah, we're greetings from Hampshire, England. Well, we have England in the house. Very good. All righty. Well, folks, we need to call it a night here because I got work to do. And I'm so glad I caught your live. I've been to and back, but things are looking better for me and Kaylee. Well, it's good to hear, guys. Give them a prayer tonight. Give a prayer for Miss Mapley and New Days, for Blue Bottle Bunny Farm, Randy Bly, all the normals. Rochelle, bless you. I don't forget your prayers. Good night. There you go. That's what we're saying, guys. But we're going to go. I got to run. I'm not going to go through all the stuff we usually do at the end of the videos because I got work to do. It's getting late. And I got to get up early tomorrow because I got to work. Why is the Canadian Armed Forces engaged in military exercise and defense activities with the People's Liberation Army? Oh my gosh. Well, look at Trudeau. What can you say? So maybe Arnold Smith would like to take a stab at that. What do you think, Arnold? I don't think he's a big fan of Trudeau. You know, who was Trudeau's daddy? Who was Trudeau's daddy? Keith, wow, man. Hey, Greg, got some big owls talking here. Western Washington, live in Arlington. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I'll be trying to catch more lives, but I'm working on getting Kaylee back home with me. Okay, there you go, Granny. There's something to pray for, guys. All right. New Day, share your channel. Yeah, she did. Okay, very good. Very good. New Day is really good at sharing channel links. Appreciate that. Yeah, great super chat. Canadian Nurse Prepper. Good night, everyone. Work tomorrow. Yeah, I got to work tomorrow, but I got work to do tonight too. So that's what we're going to call it. There you go, Jason. You hit it. You hit it. All righty, folks. I'm not going to do all our usuals, but I'm just going to go and we'll get a couple things posted this video. I'm going to try to post some notes on the video and a little thumbnail. I've already made the thumbnail for it, so it won't take me long because I've already put the time in. Guys, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I want to thank Keith Evans for 2 great super chats tonight. That makes a huge difference. That helps. Mega Survival Supply. Hopefully Greg sees my comment. Clearing up that LOL didn't want him to think thumbs down. Yeah, I got it. I saw it. We're good. Hey, Omega, send me an email. You can email me at, hey, Vivian, you can email me at greg@greengregs.com. If you can't remember that, go to my website, greengregs.com, and the email's below. It's all there. Shoot me an email and say, hey, I'm Alpha Omega Supply. So Maybe we can strike up a conversation. I don't have a hard time to call you on. I ain't calling my customers back right now. I am so darn busy. Wilmington, communist Chinese troops observe military exercises on Canada. Yeah. I don't know, strange stuff, guys. What do you expect from Castro Trudeau? Yikes. I've been wondering what you're up to, Greg. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Well, thank you for the hugs. And we'll try new days, but people can make it hard these days. That is true. That is so true. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. Keith Evans, thank you for the super chat, sir. And I want to thank all the mods and New Days. She's really been in here sharing a lot of links, and she's a busy mod. Appreciate that. And all right. Oh, you've already emailed me? I get so much email sometimes. Yeah, I am drowning right now, guys. And I'd all be safe. There you go, Jesse. Hey, guys, say a special prayer for Chewyweather. We'll have to, maybe we'll do, maybe we can squeeze in another live this week. I don't know. We got farmers markets on Saturday. It makes it hard to do one on Friday night. Say a special prayer for Chewyweather. He had a stroke. He's disabled now. He's lost the use of his left leg. He was out doing lumberjacking work, and he's like my age, out doing lumberjacking work before. And yeah, he's having a tough time. There's more that I'm not going to go into, but he's having a hard time right now. So prep up, arm up. There you go, Gil. Bingo. Got a Survival Tribe link. Yeah, Rochelle. Somebody throw the Survival Tribe link. Are you still in here, Wiseow? Throw the survivaltribenetwork.com. Survivaltribenetwork.com. And check out Freedom Restoration Foundation.org. You can always, and if you want some supplies, go to prepwithgreg.com. And remember your health. Don't forget your health. I know this stuff's a little pricey, but holy smokes, I think it's awesome. Let's look at Ken Swartz. He looks like he's in his 30s, and he ought to be all wrinkled up. He's not. So somebody gonna swear, put in the Survival Tribe Network link. Thank you, New Days. Proudly promoting global warming. What is Greg going to do when it does go down? He won't know what to do with himself. He won't be on YouTube, right? I'll finally have some time. I might kick back and watch the show. Use prayers for my health issues. Okay, pray for Mary, guys. Pray for Mary. Everybody do your, I tell you what, so I think prayer is more effective when everybody does it together. As soon as we end the video, everybody do your prayer. Dr. G, man, how you doing? All right. There it is. Thank you, New Day. Survivaltribenetwork.com. All right, that's what I was waiting on. All righty. Thank you, New Days, for sharing the link. Thank you for sharing so many links. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Keith Evans. Thank you, everyone, for being here, everyone for watching. We got 148 in the room, on 141 thumbs up. So, guys, hit me a thumbs up on the way out. Took my cousin offline today. Massive stroke, 32 years old. And good. Oh, my gosh. That's like my friend Steve Mistakis. He was playing ice hockey. He was in great shape. Boom, fell over. Oh, yeah. All right. Honor fallen this week. That's right, Jesse. What Memorial Day is all about is to honor the fallen soldiers. I don't think we're doing a good job with that by letting this country go to heck. You know, a lot of them be twisting their graves seeing what's happening. Such a shame. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, prayers for that family. Prayers for them, guys. That's rough. 32-year-old. Wow. Yikes. Survival. Please hit the like button, folks. Thank you there, Alpha Omega. Appreciate that. Rest up. I ain't got time to rest tonight. If y'all need some rest, yeah, listen to my toad music. Oh, I meant there was singing out there now. I wanted to put my camera out there and record. I forgot. If I do it now, I'll probably forget and leave it out there all night. Yikes. Colorado Jan, good to see you in the house. She sends me super chats in the mail. All right, folks. Well, thank everybody for being here. Thank you for watching once again. And with that, I am want to say a happy, hearty good night to all, and